Test. Okay. Does this work? Yes, it does. Whew. Okay. The game is still loading. Let me actually just... Oh, there it is. Transition. Okay. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. It's still loading. I actually just wanted to test the stream settings because there's no auto start, auto stop thing. So I have no idea where to set that up. Webcam and manage. Well, this stream is actually not scheduled. So yeah, apologies for the stream just being so unannounced and whatever. But the official CMH 1973 Formula Ford Silverstone round stream is not taking place because we have unfortunately and very suddenly, well, our commentator, how do I say this? He forgore. That's really all it is. Okay, 2 people on the server at the moment. It's good. It's not 0. Okay. Game still hasn't started. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended. A stream rate of 1000 kbps. Well, I received a new router the other day and a new internet connection. I can use as much bitrate as I want to, because I'm not dependent on the stupid mobile router thing any longer. It's still loading the game. It's still loading the game. The game just crashed. The game... Oh no, it didn't crash. It's... Here you go. We're doing some... doing a little trolling. Well, not actually doing any trolling at all. How do I... Okay. How do I... Okay, Content? Do I go into content? Live? No. How do I... Oh, that's nice. Now, how do I go into... How do I control live stuff? From YouTube Studio. I can't. Guess I'm gonna have to go into YouTube itself. Ah. So, again. Okay, that's channel analytics. Okay, that's change accounts. That's... Thank you, that's the settings. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. I'm still gonna do the stream with my own point of view. So... But I have to now set up this entire stream once again. This is not fun. I'm gonna quickly do this transition. Ow, not this one. This one. Because this is gonna be some top secret stuff. Okay, there's the go live button. Schedule stream. Streaming software. Yes. Round 12. Silverstone. CMH season. Change the thumbnail. Next. Scheduled for 7. Done. And share link. Yeah. Back for a transition. Why did it just connect? It just started by itself. Okay, test, test, test. Okay, that works. Let's hope this... Oh, fuck me. Oh. Of course, I put the friggin' everything up. And then I am the one guy that... I am... Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, time to do a little trolling. R factor, game data, locations. Oh, I did delete it, okay. 1970 HSO Silverstone, there it is. Come on, faster. Please. Thank you. Of course, I am the one poor bastard that doesn't have the track installed. And here I am complaining to people that, oh, you don't have the track installed in time, blah blah blah. Like, friggin' hell. There it is. Jesus Christ, like... Hamuda. Oh god, time to start the game again. I know how this works. It's all at the booth. B1. I can't fucking remember. Okay, anyway. This is what it takes to prepare all this stuff. Okay, the live streaming. There's the additional settings: auto start, auto stop. What the hell? Okay. So that's the official thing taken care of. Now all I have to do is okay, the game is running. My PC is gonna absolutely explode. I mean, holy hell. There's like 25 minutes until qualifying, and I haven't actually turned a single lap at the track. Alright, transition. There we go. Do the thing.
Good evening.
Ah!
Ah!
Holy
Ah! What a really loud one, John.
I didn't hear the thing that Discord does when someone joins a voice channel.
Oh.
Oh,
Hello.
God. Well, actually,
Hi.
it might just be because I'm streaming my own thing, but. Oh God.
How's it going?
Oh God. Okay, I'm alive. I'm still alive. Barely, but that just scared the fuck out of me.
Oh, sorry about
Oh good. Oh good.
that.
Oh, I can finally turn some laps. I don't know if you can look above. Ah!
Ah!
You motherfucker. You
Oh.
Paimon, you motherfucker. I don't know if you can scroll above the point when you joined the server, as far as your like graphics goes. Yes, you can. Okay, that's basically all you need to know.
Okay, so it's classic Silverstone. Okay. Yeah, I shall load all of these up on another monitor.
Yeah, it's classic Silverstone. It's two separate 7 heat laps. So qualifying sets the grid for the heats. Even odd numbered qualifiers go into heat 1. Even numbered qualifiers go into heat 2. And then each driver's heat time, like the time they take to complete the heat, is what puts them is what decides the grid for the final. It's quite funny, actually, isn't it?
Okay.
Then the final is the one that gives the points. The point system is 20, 16, 14, 10, 8, 7, 6, and so on. So then I have the graphic with the battle for the Formula Ford crown. So time to pat myself on the shoulder and say I can win this one.
Pascal, did you see the server chat?
Yes, I did. Did you install the track correctly?
Yes, I did.
Did you-
install it an hour ago?
Did you delete the old track? Did
It
you?
never asked me to replace any files. So
No, but did you? Oh my God, Paimon,
Paimon?
Mr. Bimonfid.
Paimon, what country are you from?
Fucking. You
Soviet
don't.
Union.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, okay.
Look. The first post below the original post on the forum. I'm going to quote. Very important. Please delete the following folder and its contents from your game data locations directory. 72 _ Euro F5000. Make sure to delete it. Make sure to delete it, or else you won't be able to load the track properly. Oh God.
How was
Am
I
I-
supposed to know that? Does it look like I read the fucking comments?
Exactly.
Am
That's how you were supposed to know. Yes, Jake.
Am I commentating it as period or as looking back on it as a classic race?
Well, you are commentating on it as it happens. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, but like, would I say the classic
You
layout
know-
of Silverstone?
Well, yes.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I mean, yes. I mean, it is the year of 2022. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you remember you commentated the Motegi IndyCar race. Just do it like that.
Okay, no problem.
You got the point standings and other stuff, and yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna have to do some practice. My God, I really have to do some practice because I haven't turned any laps in like I haven't turned any laps the entire month. Okay. Is there anything else you need to know?
I'm just writing up a little sheet now.
Okay.
Oh
yeah, the cars. The cars. If you want to know about the cars,
Okay.
well, they're from the Ford. They're basically the chassis are minimally different, but they all have the same 1.6 liter Ford engine. They make a whopping, massive 106 horsepower.
Okay, lovely.
Yes. And anything else? Alex Maggio won the two preceding races at what was it? I think it was what was the two races before? It was Castle Coombe was the first one. That was 3 weeks ago, and before that I think it was Brands Hatch. So Maggio can do the whole thing with winning 3 finals in a row or whatever.
Okay.
So, but
Is this the final round, or is there...
That's the
penultimate.
penultimate. Okay. We got Thruxton in 3 weeks, and in 3 weeks we got Thruxton, and then the entire season is over. Like Formula Ford is over for this year, CMH is over for this year. There was supposed to be another IndyCar race at the end of the year, but nobody actually wanted to take part in it, so it doesn't happen.
Got you.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? Yeah, Paimon, when you start the stream, I just want you to mute me in Discord because again, I'm streaming my own point of view and I'm gonna be doing shit talking or whatever. Okay. Oh God. Oh God, what the hell? What the hell? Oh boy. Yeah, I know it must be stopped. Power steering, shifter style. Wait, what the hell? Huh. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, and for some reason these cars have horns, although they're I don't know, no one they're not. Oh god, what the f...
What was the point system again?
From first counting back, it's 20, 16, 14, 12, 10, 8, 6... No wait, 8, 7, and... We only have 8 cars, so you really only need points up until 8th place.
Okay.
20, 16, 14, 12, 10... and I think it's 8, 7.
Got you. Thank you very much.
Yep. Oh god, why the f... Oh god, this thing understeers.
Pascal, can you make your wheel explode during the race so that there will be at least some action going on?
I can do a little... I can troll Maggio if that's what you want.
No, I want your wheelbase to like literally explode.
Why in the hell would I want that?
For entertainment purposes?
For entertainment purposes. Oh my guy.
Oh, Pimon.
Yes.
I went to Bulgaria a few weeks ago, and I kind of just like fell in love with Eastern Europe. So you know,
Oh,
it's good.
Oh, you're gonna love Russia.
Yes.
I learned lots of Bulgarian. Yashmiguza, which means
Are you gonna tell him, Paimon? Are you gonna tell him?
Yashmiguz. It means eat my ass.
Okay, nice.
That's about it, really.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Paimon, are you gonna tell him you're actually not from Bulgaria?
Hey, Slovenia. Really? No?
No,
No?
no.
I thought you said he was from Slovenia.
I said Soviet Union.
Oh, Soviet Union! Oh,
But
cool.
like the modern version of it, you know?
I saw, let me have a quick look. I can't remember what it was called. There was like this big UFO thing that had like a big, Soviet star on it. But I can't remember what it was called.
Oh my god.
It was fucking awesome.
So
We basically, I was there for a week and we road tripped the whole fucking country.
Okay, so we've got 10 minutes to go. At 5 minutes to go, Paimon's gonna put up the countdown. Do you have your camera thing activated? No, you haven't yet. Paimon, set your thing up. Do the thing.
Well, there's still 12 minutes to...
Oh yeah, do it in due time.
Okay, I will start my virtual webcam 12 minutes before the stream, so that 5 minutes before the stream we can show the countdown, so that 10 seconds before the stream we can all disconnect. And you can crash out.
I crashed at the pit exit, it's unbelievable. Crashing at the pit exit, yeah, why the hell not? Okay, I'm gonna Put this here. Oh god, I haven't driven such a car in 3 weeks.
Wow, sounds like ages.
Shut the fuck up. You motherfucker.
Well,
By the way, did you know how Lil Cyan is driving with a wheel? Like, I was always thinking he's driving with a keyboard or a controller. Because of how erratic his behavior is sometimes on track, like his driving, but he's actually got a wheel.
well, I would have been surprised if he had a fucking joystick in his cockpit, but I do see a wheel there.
Are you... You are an idiot, do you know that? You are an idiot. Da, 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 da. You are an idiot. Oh, what the fuck is it with these lag spikes? These, oh my Christ. Oh, come on. What the hell is that? I'm gonna have these fucking lag spikes during the races, I swear. Oh my... I can't even go... Can't even go straight away without it.
Yeah, entertainment.
Meanwhile, fucking Maggio's gonna go through Abby like this. Like, he's gonna go through the corner like this and be 5.5 million seconds faster than everyone else. Like this, like we do a little trolling here. We do a little trolling, Ooh, lap time of 35 seconds.
It's called holding down your gas pedal.
What the hell do you think I'm doing? Ah!
Well, right now you're turning your wheel, then you're riding on the grass, then you were braking 5 seconds ago. You shouldn't do that. You don't steer. You don't brake your. You don't brake. You don't steer. You just hold down your gas pedal. That's how we go fast.
Oh my god! Oh shit! Shit! Ah! I went through it. Shit! I lost my wheel. Oh my god! I lost the entire drive shaft with it.
Also, you killed a bunch of people too.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot about that. Well. Oh yeah, and Jake.
Hello.
Yes. Paimon, we have a video intro. It needs someone to do the slogan thing though. Can you have a look on Paimon's camera real quick and just follow what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you roll the intro, Paimon?
1 second.
Actually, hold on for a sec. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you know the old ESPN intros? The old Speed World?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well, actually, I think I remember we did the intro thing at Motegi as well, but anyway, just to refresh your memory. Can you roll the intro real quick?
Yes, 1 second.
You're not gonna be able to hear the audio, but there's a visual clue that you need to pick up on and then to do the whole thing. That's not...
I wanted to do a little trolling, but I realized that I don't have enough time to find the right picture for it, so just there you go.
Okay. So it starts there, and then there, and around this point is... Okay, can you go back to the point where I said this point? Well... You just want... Okay. A bit further. Forward. Okay, a bit back. Yeah, around there. Because the video, because there's a little bit delay on it, you're gonna have to start talking a bit earlier for it to be actually synced on screen. And the slogan is, what was it? CMH, your #1 historic sim racing network presents Auto Racing 22. And
Is that not in the?
it's
the fucking,
nope. Because it was kind of weird for me to do it, for me to say it, and then.
How do you think I feel?
And well, no. The thing is, I felt it was a bit weird for me to say it, and then the other guy starting to speak in the commentary box. So it would make more sense to have the same person do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's CMH.
Oh, if you want me to do that, just.
I don't feel like I have the honors to do that, then.
Oh, Christ. Okay, well. Okay, Paimon, well, I'm gonna do the intro then. And start the countdown because it's 5 before the Okay. Okay.
You are actually mentally insane.
Yeah. Okay, who's on the server?
Sounds like
Schlapinski is on the server, Saber's on the server, Halil Sain is on the server.
Hello?
I am on the
Hello,
server,
hello.
Giladini, okay, so Verblanken and Matt are missing. Whew, okay. So just... Ow! My back. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, let me just fuck. Yeah, I don't have anything to fucking munch.
what?
Yashmiguza.
What'd you say?
What? I said eat my ass in Bulgarian again. Just to, went through in my head.
Very, very well.
Блядь, трактор.
Tractor! I have no idea how much fuel I need for the race. For the heat. I have absolutely no fucking clue.
You need the exact amount of fuel that will allow you to finish the race.
No.
It's that simple. You just you
Hold on.
Okay, I have no idea what's happening.
Hamoud Habibi.
Amogus. Oh no. Amogus! Amogus! So, okay, so Matthew Sibagnoni and Frank Verblanken are missing. This is...
Matt wants spin for like 15 times on lap 1, then this race wasn't worth running.
See Halil Habibi.
Halal.
Habibi,
Halil is my beloved.
You know this gif of the heart opening and it's just one picture and some text. It's and then open it and it's like Khalil, my beloved.
Literally, that is the case though.
I hope someone dies this race.
Jesus Christ, what is it with? No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say. This is gonna get political if I do.
Dude, I'm Russian. What do you expect?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it with you Russians and wanting people to die?
Well,
No, 15 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. La 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 la.
I suppose I don't need to remind you that you're the intro.
Yeah. Okay. CMH, your #1 historic sim racing network presents Auto Racing 22.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 1973 B.A.R.C. Weller for Men Formula Ford National Championship. You join us for round 12 here tonight at the Silverstone Classic Circuit. The penultimate round of the season, the mid-pack of the championship is looking very tight, but overall, there are two drivers who can still win it. That's Pascal Mikula and his nearest rival, David Saber. Here we see one of the cars out on a practice lap, coming round into the home straight, the number 53 car of a name, unfortunately, I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Heading down into the first corner. Slight little bit of camber on this layout, helping the driver get the car turned in and run it wide on exit, dipping two wheels into the grass, but looking rather lovely indeed. Silverstone in this layout was approximately 2.92 miles long with 8 turns. So overall, compared to the modern day layout, a lot more of a simple version, however arguably a lot more higher speed, especially in the cars of the time compared to what they would be lapping today. These Formula 4 cars are all about momentum. They only have a 1.6 litre engine that produces just over 100 horsepower. And to get the most out of them at this track, you're going to be looking to carry as much mid-corner speed as possible and getting those lines absolutely perfect. So for the heat races, we have two 7-lap events consisting of the odd and even qualifiers in each race, with the final heat totaling a 12-lap race where the points will be scored. As I've said, there are two drivers who can win the championship this year. That's Pascal Mikula and David Saber. If Pascal wins the race and David finishes third or lower, he'll win the championship. But if he finishes second, David would have to finish fourth or higher, to win the championship. And if he finishes third, then David would have to finish 7th or lower for Pascal to win the championship. But if Pascal finishes 4th or lower in the final heat, the title will be decided in the final round at Thruxton in about 3 weeks' time. Regarding championship points, the leader, as I've just stated, is Pascal Mikula, and he is on 146. David, his next closest rival, is down on 132, so he's got a 14-point gap to make up. Third place, which is Jay Gillett, he's on 95, so he's quite a way back, but still somewhere near. But he's got the guy that we are following around at the moment, I believe, hot on his heels on 93 points. So the battle for third is still all to play for, with 2 main races to go. Familiar names such as Owen Potter and Ghilardini, Matthew Sibanioni and Halil Sahin make up the rest of the mid-pack, with the previous 2 race winner, Alex Maggio, on 40 points down in 9th. He's one to watch out for, as the last 2 races he's managed to come out on top. The rest of the field is still very close, with a lot of people around the points in the mid-30s, 20s and lower down. With first place in this championship getting you 20 points, it's still all to play for, with points for every attending driver at this specific meeting. As we can see here, from 13th downwards, it is indeed very close in the championship. Even with 2 races to go, still a lot of changes can occur. So we should be heading over shortly into the next sessions, which consist of qualifying at 6 o'clock with a 5-minute break at 6:15. Then Heat 1 should be around the 6:20 mark with a 5-minute break in between. We're looking at 2 roughly 15-minute races on the 7 laps, so I presume we're going to be looking at about 1:30 per lap. And fingers crossed, we've just got access to the live timing now, so I should be able to tell you all about what's going on track. Let me load this up properly.
Alright. Oh, this commentary is actually great.
Away we shall go. Here we go. So, your current fastest driver is... These names, man. The number 53 car is in first.
These names, man.
With David, the championship rival, who's currently sat in second place in the number 83 car. He's in second, with Halil in third, Pascal Mikula in fourth, Ghilardini in fifth, and Alessandro Maggio, the previous 2 race winner, in the number 15 car. He's currently at the back of the field, but I'm sure that is all to change. We are in the qualifying session now, so a slight mistake on my behalf there. Apologies. So we shall keep an eye on the times, as Alessandro Maggio briefly went fastest, but he's been dropped down to second by the number 53 car, who's gone 2 tenths faster than him. So Alessandro managed to get the fastest first sector, but he was slightly off 2 tenths roughly around the rest of the track, and that's dropped him down in second, with David Saber in the second place in the championship. He is down in third at the moment, but those are the only 3 cars to set a lap. But David's lap currently is 1.7 seconds off the fastest time. We do still have 10 minutes left of the session, so still plenty of time to set laps and try and get into that groove, but obviously they're going to be running low fuel loads, as we see somebody go off there, coming into the corner at the end of the hangar straight. Pascal Mikula, the 5th place car, should currently be heading into the final corner, so we'll see what time he sets this time round.
Nothing, because it was an outlap.
It might have been an outlap, as we haven't had a time going through, but currently the fastest car on track is the number 53 car. They've set a personal best sector 2, as well as a purple sector 1, with, looking at the time, should be about 4 tenths quicker so far, so we'll have to wait and see. David Saber's not particularly too far behind on track either, so maybe he's trying to get some lines, follow him through, but there we go, another fastest lap from the number 53 car, who sets a 1:40.8. So that puts him 7 tenths up the road from Alessandro Maggio. David Saber sets a personal best with a 1:42.9, so that puts him just about 2 seconds down from the current provisional pole time, with the rest of the field still yet to set laps. So we should be seeing Pascal Mikula just enter sector 3 now, and he's managed to set a 36.6 sector 1, which is approximately 3 tenths off of the time set from the number 53 car. He's just coming into the final sector now, so currently he's on all green sectors, looking to make a good lap out of this one as he heads down into the final corner. Quite a different layout to the Bond of Silverstone, this, very simplified. As he runs wide onto the grass. Not sure if the lap's still going to count. It does indeed, and it puts him third fastest with a spin there coming out onto the home straight. So good job for getting that lap in clean. However, I'm not sure that's quite the way you hope to finish it, but that puts him third fastest. Knocks down his championship rival David Saber into fourth, but currently there's only half a second between them. Having a look at Halil Sahin here in the number 208 car going on board into the first corner. Clipping the first apex nicely, maybe a little too nicely, tapping the inside wall, but gets it round the corner nice and well, using the camber to his advantage, getting the car rotated and planting the throttle on exit. Down into turn 2, still looking like a relatively clean lap. Online, on the brakes hard into what would now be the Maggots and Beckett's complex, a lot simpler back in the day. Then we'll flick left onto the origins, I would say, of the hangar straight from the very early days. You can see it still go uphill as it does today.
Come on.
But a massive stadium grandstand in the background as well. Maybe want to be a little bit more over to the left of the track to optimise the line, but still gets it turned into the corner okay. Just about keeps it on track on exit, but might have lost a little bit of momentum there. Halil currently setting a 39.2 sector 1, which is not looking like one of the fastest times, but it should still get him in the top 5 if fingers are crossed. Alessandro Maggio is about a second off the pole time at the moment, and he's just getting to the end of the hangar straight, but we'll stick with Halil for the time being. He's heading into the final corner, and we shall see what he can achieve as he heads on
this is going to be interesting.
Bridge. Using a lot of the corners do seem to be a little bit cambered here, using the concrete slabbing as well, and that time puts him 6.2 seconds down, so not ideal for Halil, but at least he's managed to get a time in. Looking at the rest of the pack, it seems like a lot of the guys are setting green personal sectors. No one's going overall fastest, but a lot of people are improving. I believe,
come on,
last lap round from the number 53 car, as we see Alessandro Maggio really pushing there, getting the car uneasy out of the final corner, same as what we saw Pascal Mikula do not too long ago, but really sideways into turn 1. He's gonna back it up into the banking and return to pits. Cars on track at the moment, as I've said, they are setting green sectors, but we haven't really seen much improvement from the number 53 car, but he's a second up the road, so no need for him to push at the moment. We've still got 5 minutes left in the session. Not too much to worry about at this point in time. The number 3 car, the STP Pascal Mikula mobile, heading around the old Maggots and Beckett's complex onto the hangar straight.
Come on.
The line onto here and the line through the previous corner really sets you up, because these cars are so low horsepower. You've got to use as much momentum as you can to try and slingshot yourself out of each corner, carry as much corner speed as you can to get yourself to the next one. If you're a tenth quicker through the middle of the corner, you might be another tenth up the road while you get to the next one. So it's all about keeping the momentum up, not letting the engine bog down with these so low power cars. You can see how close he is to the left hand side of the track. 2 wheels almost touching the grass to widen up his entry to the apex of the corner as quick as possible.
Okay.
A little bit of a twitch mid corner, but we stay on board and he's keeping his foot flat to the floor. Very nice clip of the apex there, just touching the white line. Heading into the final corner, we're looking at 2 personal best sectors for this lap. So
no, we
aren't.
Much
he can improve. Not sure it's going to be the 9 tenths that he needs to get to second place, but should still be an improvement, which will put him further away from his championship rival David Saber. So he's now got a half a second gap away from that rival for the championship, who is the only one at this point who can take it away from him. David Sabre and Ghilardini quite close on track. Ghilardini still yet to set a lap, whether that be maybe trying to finalise the car setup, just doing outlaps and in-laps to make the most of that. But holding it side by side, not what you guys should really be doing. A little bit of contact there. Ghilardini not willing to give up the track space to David Sabre. Not sure on his first sector time. I don't believe it was quicker. Probably wouldn't be after contact like that heading on to the hangar straight. But at least Ghilardini's now got a car to follow. So hopefully that will allow him to put a lap in. At the moment, individual sectors, we're not seeing much improvement on the track overall. We have still got 3 minutes left. So
come on, half a second. I need to get half a second.
For a little bit of a splash and dash if you need it with the fuel, just to help you get into the edge of qualifying. But still looking good for the majority of the drivers. We should be looking at probably a good four-way battle at the front of the pack. Maybe the two cars in front of Maggio and Slapinski.
Almost.
I'm gonna guess that's roughly how it's pronounced. We might stick to the car numbers. That's the number 53 car and the number 15 car of Alessandro Maggio. So we might be looking at a battle from those two if Maggio can get off the line well. As we see a new personal best from Pascal Mikula, and that puts him only 2 tenths now behind Maggio in the second place position. Quite a good little tidy lap there from him, not too far off. Just the odd little bit in each sector, but let's see if Maggio can respond as he's looking green this lap. Slightly running out wide of the final corner. Not ideal. Maybe lost a little bit of time here, but here you see our current provisional poleman with 2 minutes to go. Turning the car in nicely, rotating it on the brake, letting it roll around the corner on the camber and getting on the power straight away to carry it round. Really nice bit of driving there for the first corner. And we'll have to see what he can achieve in the first sector. Hard on the brakes into
this is a bullshit. Come on.
Beckett's hairpin. Powering down onto the hangar straight, slingshotting the car, flicking it in, keeping it as smooth as possible on the steering, and we currently see a 36.414 for the first sector, which is about half a second quicker than what Maggio's managed to produce on this lap. So looking like a strong lap, personal best, green time. So we'll have to see if he can carry that on for the rest of the lap to furtherly advance, or furtherly gain his advantage away from the rest of the pack, and hopefully have a little bit of a home run for this race, to get himself as high as possible up the field for these 2 qualifying heats. So it's going to be odd and even numbers for the first 2 heats. So currently that would be the number 53 car, the number 3 car, and the number 208 car. So we're looking at 2 3-car races. Should be about 15 minutes. So hopefully we'll get the odd battle there. Looking at this lap around, Maggio went a little bit quicker last time out. No improvement from Slapinski in the number 53 car, but still maintaining a 9/10 advantage over the remainder of the grid. But that title battle is not looking like it's going to be swinging in David Sabre's favour, especially for this qualifying session, as he's almost 7-8 tenths back off of the guy he needs to beat to keep his championship in the running. Overall, still people setting good sectors. Halil has managed to get the gap down to 5.3 seconds, so improved a little bit, and he is still setting good sector times to slowly eat away at that. As we look at Maggio now, at the end of the hangar straight, second place car. Still pushing as much as he can. He's gone green again in the first sector, but he's currently 3 tenths down on what the number 53 car has put in, but still a good time. Pascal Mikula has gone a tenth quicker than that though this time round to Maggio. So we'll probably keep an eye on what he can achieve this lap, as they'll all be crossing through the Sector 2 time. But Maggio's lost a lot of time there, but 4 tenths in that middle sector. We'll have to see what Pascal Mikula can do. He's looking at a 39.7, so he's 3 tenths faster. This could be enough to get him up into second place if he can finalise and get a perfect final sector. We'll have to see what he can do. He's just coming around the last corner now. Keeping the line nice and tight to the concrete slabs. That is Pascal Mikula up into second place. He's now got a second and a half to his nearest championship rival, which is surely going to be more than enough to justify a little bit of confidence in the Pascal Mikula team. However, his promotion to second place means that he's going to be in the same qualification race as David Saber, as well as Ghilardini, who did manage to finally put a lap in about 9.5 seconds back. So not looking too ideal in their pit garage, but maybe it was just a bit of a test session to try and figure out what worked best. And that is the end of qualifying. And we will shortly be moving over into an ad break. So we will see you shortly for the Heat 1 of the 1973 CMH Formula 4 Championship.
Whew. Good job so far. Good job so far, can't lie.
Thank you. It's been a while. Last time I properly commentated was with you guys, so I just need to get back in the swing of it, but it's slowly getting there.
Okay. Yeah, so the grid is, I just sent it, it's, the name is Schlapinski.
Schlapinski. Okay. I shall write that in big letters on my document. Schlapinski.
Yeah, so you pronounce it basically SH and then, Schlapinski. That's the name. And the first name Cesarius.
Okay. I'll just go Schlapinski.
Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Schlapinski had his massive lead because he had slipstream. Like drafting is just key on this track.
Okay.
Like
got you.
So I lost I got back with Maggio, but the rest is just. Whew.
Yeah. It looked like it was tough going. There's a track where you've got to carry so much speed, and if you're slightly slower mid-corner, you're even further back at the next one.
Yeah.
How much time do you need?
Wait.
25 seconds left. Do you need more?
Okay, I just told them to leave if they're not in the heat. Otherwise, I think we can go. You have the grid, so yeah. I'm gonna mute myself and just do the thing.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you. Alright. Back being mute.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1973 B.A.R.C. Wellifer Men Formula Ford National Championship. Here, currently we're waiting for Heat 1 to start, which is going to see the 3 following drivers participate. That's going to be Schlapinski, Maggio, and Halil Sahin. All almost identical machinery as far as I'm aware. All engines run to a spec with slight differences in the chassis, allowing for a slight advantage in some places and a slight disadvantage in others. So it's all about finding that balance and what works for the driver. Currently, Schlapinski is looking like the guy to win. However, Maggio was only a second back in qualifying, so if he can get a good start, it's going to be all about the defence game for the 7 laps. So we should be moving over shortly. It should be about a 15-minute race, and then we'll move over into Heat 2, which is going to consist of Pascal Mikula and David Saber and Ghilardini. So the two to watch in that battle is definitely going to be Mikula and David, as those two, as I've said multiple times, are fighting for the championship here. Going on to this layout of Silverstone, almost every corner is an overtaking opportunity, with the track being so wide for the degree of corners. It's all about powering yourself off the previous exit, because there's not really much slow speed corners here. It's all about powering yourself out of the previous corner and making the best possible exit to try and slingshot yourself alongside the driver you're up against. To apologies, I'm trying to drink a little bit. So it's all about trying to slingshot yourself to the driver alongside to get alongside into that next corner along. And from that point, you'll then have the possibility to make a move.
Okay, I'm gonna do some commentary as well for my part. Let's see, we have 2 minutes left. Actually, I'm gonna turn on desktop. Alright.
I'll be very surprised if we do see some late lunges just from the nature of the cars and the track. But we're yet to see what's going to happen. So one way to find out is we're watching Maggio here. He runs a little bit wide, manages to collect the car all up though. Of course you can hop in for commentary. Feel free to join. So, yeah, I presume we're watching drivers come around to the grid, unless this is another qualifying session? Or is this a warm-up session?
No, we're in warm-up. It's just the normal, regular, like, scheduled warm-up, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes left. 1 minute, actually. Actually, we can just skip ahead. So I just asked them if we can skip the race, and once everyone does, we will be. Okay, Halil is the only one who's saying, "Hold on, gotta." I'm not. Anyway, okay. Everyone is ready except for Halil Sahin. So we will wait out the half-minute of warm-up. And then we'll go for 7 laps here at Silverstone. I don't know. There are no starting lights here. So how do you say it? How would David Croft say call the start? Like it's flagged down and away we go. That doesn't roll off. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as the whole lights out thing.
I believe he would just make a lot of noise and hope that louder means more exciting. I believe that's the mentality of Mr. Croft.
Oh, you should. Oh my God, that just reminds me. If you look on the calendar, we did 2 races at Croft Circuit. Like the first and I think the 9th round. I did a
Good
little.
Track.
It is a very fun track. I hit a little Easter egg in the track, and it's just thinking of it. It's in R Factor when you go to the circuit details when you're in the garage and you go to circuit details, you have a little miniature view of the circuit in the menu.
Yeah.
And it's just a TGA file. It's an image file. You can put anything there.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. There's this. I took a picture of David Croft, like one. I don't know. I think the kind of picture you will put on the company website. And I put it in the TGA file. Now the funny thing is, those files are the dimensions of those files. They are tailored for 4:3 screens.
Okay.
Now my screen is 16:10 or 16:9 widescreen, so you know what you can kind of guess what it does to the image.
He was quite elongated.
It was stretched. It was wide crofty, and it's just I don't think I have any image of that, but it's just yes, the most cursed picture indeed. It's just
Well, we all need to have our fun, don't we?
I need to find that picture. I took a screenshot of the game, like, and it was just David Croft. It was just, the face was just so wide. Like, imagine you install a new track, you go into the settings, you look for any information, and it's just David Croft looking at you and judging you.
I mean, after that, I don't think I want to race there. I'll be completely honest, but you know,
I'm gonna find that after the event. I'm gonna show it to you.
We'll finish the stream on that.
You'll absolutely love it. Okay, the race session is about to begin. What a lovely grid. Where's Maggio? He's the one guy that's not gonna join the grid, I swear. Okay. The flag is flying. Or is it? There it is. There it is. There it is. It just appeared out of nowhere. We're underway.
So a very poor start from Schlapinski, and that's allowed Maggio to take the lead into the first corner. Halil must have been completely caught off guard as he still sat on the grid, but Schlapinski's got it all to do now for the remainder of this race. He's currently sat about a second back, but we've still got to get all the temperatures into the tyres as we see Halil in the background finally making progress around to the first corner. As we head down into the hangar straight, you can see how much that Schlapinski's already gained the gap back.
Oh, I think Maggio may actually be in a little spot of trouble because Schlapinski is just, look at that. He's got like 50 horsepower more. Schlapinski does. I mean, look at that.
Maggio defended into the left-hander coming onto the straight, and he really didn't need to do that. But if Maggio wants to hold the position, he's still got to be there on the inside. You can see that Schlapinski's giving him space. Is he still there? We don't know, but with that slightly wider line, he should be able to carry a little bit more speed out of the corner. We'll have to see if Schlapinski turns in, and that will be our way of knowing if Maggio's still there.
No, he's ahead of him. He's ahead of him. Oh, a little bit of a sideways moment. Look at that.
So now Maggio's really got to sit in the slipstream and try and make as much of an advantage as possible through that. Try and get as better exit to the corners as possible. He's all over the grass, getting the car unsettled, and he's really got to get past Schlapinski again quickly if he wants to maintain that gap, as we've seen how as he's looking to the inside, it's not going to be done there, but now Schlapinski's slightly wide on exit. He dips two wheels into the grass. Can Maggio chuck it down the inside into the first corner? He's going to have to leave it late if he wants to do it. He's not done it. He's going to sit behind. But you see Schlapinski's losing the rear end. Maggio might be able to pull up alongside as we head down into the hairpin right.
Here's the thing. I don't think Maggio necessarily wants to overtake. It wouldn't be very smart. Knowing, like, Maggio, it looks like Maggio at the moment is just faster than Schlapinski. It's just, otherwise he wouldn't be that close behind him. But if I were him, I wouldn't want to overtake Schlapinski right now, because if I slingshot past him, he's going to do the exact same thing at the next opportunity, and it's going to slow both of us down. If I were Maggio, what I would do is I would wait until, well, shiver me timbers, he just went past him. But what I would have done is wait until the end of lap 7. I would go through on lap 7, going through Abbey behind Schlapinski, setting up a slingshot into Woodcut, and just passing him into Woodcut, and then winning the race. That's what I would do, because that would then definitely just, yes. But now Schlapinski might just have that exact same thought.
Well, one way to wait and see. What we're looking at here is definitely something good to commentate on, that's for sure. So we see Schlapinski looking for the outside of the final corner.
This can work.
Ahead.
Well, it could have worked.
Yeah, but if he cuts the car now down to the inside, if he's got room, he's going to carry that little bit of extra speed, and we can see him now closing up on the outside. The outside of turn 1 isn't going to work. He gets on the brakes early, chucks the car into the corner, but he's missed the apex.
All right, he's got.
Given Maggio a second gap.
Meanwhile, Halil Sahin, our beloved, he is going into lap 3 now. He just went on the grass a bit. His current pace is 1 minute 46 compared to 1 minute 42 from the leaders. He's not as far off as he probably was afraid. However, he is definitely suffering from his poor start, as he is 22 seconds behind after the end of lap 2. Well, however, his pace doesn't look too bad compared to the leaders. But there's still a second gap between Ślepinski and Maggio. I don't know.
There has only been a few corners.
Oh!
Very sideways there from Ślepinski. Lost a lot of momentum, and that's dropped him another 2.5 seconds back. But that gap's only going to increase with all that loss of momentum. And Maggio at this point can just drive off. Ślepinski's got it all to do if he wants to win this race.
His car is very loose. His car is very tail happy. I think he may have set it up a bit too wild on the rear. And again, I think that's just his driving style. I've seen it in the past. I've observed it in the past. That's just the way he likes his cars. The problem with that is, of course, once the cars step out and once you're past a certain point, you just, Jesus take the wheel, is what the cool kids say.
It's always safer to have a car with understeer, but it's always faster to have a car with oversteer.
Exactly.
So we know what type of person Ślepinski is, but with those two mistakes in the previous lap, we've seen Maggio now take the fastest lap at a 1:41.9. Last time round, Ślepinski was a 44.4. So he's lost about 3 seconds to the now lead car.
Well, and again, now he's under pressure, and unfortunately he made 2 mistakes on that last lap. One in what was it, Cops? And
I believe so.
one in Cops, one in Stowe. I had, can't remember those corner names. It's just turn 1 and turn something else. However, he just pulled back about half a second.
I was about to say, he set a fastest purple first sector, but only 0.02 of a second quicker than Maggio. Both of them are really on identical pace at the moment, so we'll have to see what their time is coming through the second sector board. But it's looking like Ślepinski's starting to get back into that groove. He's got someone to hunt down, and he's managed to now pull the gap down to 2.2 seconds. So there's about half a second gain in this lap. It was Maggio with a 39.8 in that sector 2. It's Ślepinski with a 39.6. There's another 2 tenths gone, and that little bit of extra momentum that he had has carried him another 2 tenths down into the final corner.
He is no. Watch it. Okay, let's go on board with Ślepinski, and I mean on board, like helmet cam, if you know what I'm saying. You see, he's turning in early, letting the rear step out a bit. Okay, that one wasn't as loose as I wanted it to be to explain, but in that last lap he pulled over half a second back on Maggio. Admittedly, the timing seems a little bit funny as it adds and subtracts like about half a second whenever it wants to. However, you can generally see he is only 2 seconds now behind instead of 3 seconds it was last lap.
Well, you can see how hard he's pushing. Watch that rev needle between shifts. He ain't lifting. That rev needle shooting to the sky, and he's flat shifting just to try and get every little bit of time and speed that he can down the straights. It
Look
might
at that.
only
He's
truck him.
He's turning left to go right.
That may be the way you've got to do it. It'll be interesting to see how Maggio's taking these corners as well. But Ślepinski is really on the edge at the moment. But look at that RPM needle shoot up between shifts. It's probably not doing his car any favours, but it is doing some favours to that gap to first place.
Well, fortunately, these engines are quite durable, so I haven't seen anyone actually manage to blow up one of those Kent engines. But yeah, let's have a look at Maggio. Let's observe his driving style a bit. I kind of want to see how that goes. There he is. Let's go on board with him. I mean the other on board. There you go. Yeah, fourth gear going down the front straight, 200 kilometers an hour. Oh, he's turning in a lot. That is an understeer. He's doing the same as Slapinski. Look at that. Just foot on the floor and just grip it and rip it.
Yeah. You can see his car was geared a lot better than Sierpinski's, because down into the first corner he was right on the limiter at the top of fourth gear. So he's obviously spent some time setting the gearing up, but Sierpinski's car seems to be a little bit different than that. But look at that, shoot up to 7,500 RPM between shifts. Really not doing the engine many favours at all, but you can tell that he's having to do everything he can. But if we look now at the gap to Sierpinski,
it's only
that round,
1.3 seconds.
3 tenths quicker. Yeah, 1.3 seconds.
And that's what Sorry.
This is really going to heat up now. So we're on lap 5 of 7, a big amount of oversteer, but manages to hold it on. But that gap's now dropping down even further.
We're actually on lap 6. Live racers and R-Factor like to tell you the laps that are completed, not the lap you're on. A little bit funny.
Is that how many laps completed?
Yes, so we're on lap 6 going into lap 7, and the gap has gone down to only a full second. And that's what I wanted to say. The comparison between Sierpinski and Maggio as far as driving style goes. Maggio's car understeers a lot more. You said it's safer, and of course it is. You know, you run less risk of losing control of the car. However, it is a bit slower, and I think Maggio, of course, he's a bit under pressure, knowing that there's an angry Polish guy behind him. But he's not the one. He's not the one that made mistakes. We're on the final lap now, less than a second apart. Those two are. Sierpinski's probably, a bit angry with himself, and you just saw Maggio lock up his inside front wheel. He's not relaxing either. He's pushing as well. But once again,
a bit of an exaggeration, but it could be a kind of the case of the tortoise and the hare here. Maggio last lap round was a 41.4, and Sierpinski was a 40.6, so he took 8 tenths out of him just in one lap. And if it's the way it's still going, he's going to be right on the rear end of Maggio at the end of the lap. Yeah, and
Sierpinski, he's angry. He made mistakes. If he didn't make those mistakes, he would be 3 seconds ahead of him. And half a second, and he's in the slipstream. Look at the top speed, 209 kilometers an hour. Oh, and he's taking a wide line through Stowe. I think he just went on the grass a little bit, but he's still they're still bumper to bumper basically, or nose cone to gearbox housing. This is going to come down to Woodcut. It's going to come down to the final corner. I'm going to let you call it.
It was a tighter exit there from Sierpinski, and that should allow him to get a little bit closer with the added bonus of the slipstream. But if Maggio can make the final corner, I believe the race is going to be his. But what a race it has been, although it's only been a battle between two cars. We've seen two very different driving styles. I wouldn't defend too much there, Maggio. He's quite a way back. That's it. Bring the car back over to the left. Bring it home. What a cracking race. He's got the toe, but the start line's too close. And it's going to be a win for Maggio in the second place from Sierpinski.
12 minutes flat for both. That was quick. 12-minute flat, 0.348 for Maggio. Great win. He's on provisional pole position for the final. 12-minute flat, 0.454. So basically, just a tenth of a second separated those two after 7 laps. Okay, we're waiting for Halil Sahin to finish. He's gonna have about a time of about 13 minutes. So I'm gonna just write that down real quick. Heat 1 results. Officially, Maggio wins 12:00.348. Sierpinski second with a 12:00.454. Sahin 12:59.115. I just heard a crunch.
He slammed on the brakes straight after the line to get back to the pits as quick as possible. But on the last lap of that race, to put it into perspective, Sierpinski was 6 tenths quicker alone, and you could see how much the slipstream pulled him along. just out of the final through sector 3, really. You know, 6 temps back, and by the line in the slipstream turning through the last corner, you could see how much of a slingshot that he gained. So it's going to be quite one to watch for the main final heat for sure.
Definitely. I'm sorry, I just the CMH HFS repository Discord server just had someone join who may or may not be well known. Okay, we are back, and after a little break, we will continue with Heat 2. Sorry, I was a little bit out of words because I just looked on the CMH HFS server, which I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know the Trip Team server, but that one went down a few months. I put up my own, and that one's slowly getting traction.
Okay.
Fucking Philrob just joined that server. Philrob is one of the guys that made like really great historic racetracks. He made Brands Hatch that we raced on more than once.
Okay. Cool.
I think he may or may not have had his hands on Silverstone that we are racing on right now as well. Well, never mind, I can't see his name in the README, but that doesn't matter. The guy is basically like fucking nice.
Oh no, really cool. So it's good when you get like community members like that as well.
Yeah, Paimon, did you turn off the audio in the stream?
Obviously I did.
Well, Maggio just went into my stream and said, guys, the audio, we can hear you.
Yeah, they can hear you on your stream.
Well, yeah, of course, because it's
you can't. I just got the stream. You can't hear us.
Well, yeah, there's 2 streams running. My point
of... 10 seconds left. Do you need more?
No, I don't.
Wait, hold on. I forgot to restart the weekend. Hold on. Yeah, give me a bit. Okay. Okay, who are we waiting for? It's Sipagnoni, it's everyone else basically. So Saber is on, Ghilardini is on, so just waiting for Matt as usual.
Why are you even streaming your POV if you
because
streaming on CMH?
Because I want to, because that was my plan. With like this official stream of I actually having been cancelled, but then I brought it back. I still don't.
Yeah,
wait,
I want to kill you for that.
3 liters per lap. That's I'm gonna put in 25 liters just for the heck of it. So I need to beat a time of 12 minutes. Holy fuck. How much longer in this ad break?
35 seconds.
Bill Cosby.
Yes, it is. Those are old commercials from like the 80s and 90s.
I gathered.
What I was gonna say is Maggio went into my stream in the chat and was like, "Oh, we can hear you! The curse words!" And then 5 minutes later he comes in and says, "Wait, oh, I think I'm retarded."
10 seconds.
Alright. I'm gonna mute myself in Discord now, so you have fun with the second heat.
Okay. Cheers.
Alright, let's fucking go.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 1973 B.A.R.C. Weller for Men Formula Ford National Championship. After a very entertaining Heat 1 for the lead battle between the 2 cars, we are now back for the second qualifying heat, this time with a 4-car grid. Pascal Mikula, David Saber, Ghilardini, and Matthew Sibanioni make up this field. The two title contenders, that's Pascal Mikula and David Saber, line up on the inside of the front row. We've got a big slide there from David Saber up onto the banking. That's not what you want to do. Loses a nose cone in the process. This is only warm-up, of course, so not much to worry about. Just to get back into the swing of things, Matthew Sibanioni also looks to be driving one of the STP cars, the number 2. Maybe a teammate to Pascal Mikula, who was in the number 3 car earlier on. Regarding the heat times, that's what's going to be deciding the final grid for this event. We're looking at Maggio and Ślepinski both on the 12-minute mark with just a tenth between them. So we see Sibanioni park it on the outside of the final corner and return to pits. And Khalil Sahin was about a minute further back with a 12:59. We're moving on to the grid now. Looking like Ghilardini is going to be further back for some reason. I believed it was going to be a 4-car front row. Maybe not the case. But we're just waiting on Matthew Sibanioni now to join the grid, which he does. The 2 STP cars looking very fine. The number 2 and 3 car, as well as the 83 and the number 1 car, which is driven by Ghilardini. And off they go. Green flag. A very, very good start there from Pascal Mikula, making the jump on everyone.
And Ghilardini just didn't get away.
Reactions. Matthew Sibanioni still sat on the start-finish line. Pascal Mikula already got a 2-second gap heading into the first corner. David Saber, his closest championship rival, not off to a good one here. Ghilardini's not too far behind either, but even he's dropping back out of the first corner, and it's looking like Pascal Mikula might already have this one in the bag unless he makes a major mistake. Around the older Maggots and Beckett's complex for the first time, you see the 3 cars run through, big gaps between them already.
Ghilardini didn't even get away.
First time round, their sectors, Pascal Mikula has done the best one, obviously, because he's miles up the road, but it's 7 tenths gained through the first sector alone, so that just shows how much of a better reaction he got. Looking at a top out speed of about 205 kilometers an hour, looking at the live timing screen from Pascal Mikula, nobody else is on show, just to show how far ahead he was. 3.5 seconds now back for David Saber. Not looking great. Not a good start to this qualifying heat, the second heat of tonight, and he's got all the work to do. He's dropped back another half a second, and now by the end of the lap, Pascal Mikula might be pushing to a 5-second lead at this race. David Saber, maybe an issue with the car getting that late start, couldn't get in gear, might have damaged the gearbox, who knows. But Pascal Mikula is definitely the driver to beat in this meeting. Opening laps for Pascal Mikula in the number 3 STP car, we are looking at it's yet to come through, a 149.4, and it's a 153.6 from David Saber with Simone Ghilardini. He's on a 158, quite a way back, and Matthew Sibanioni seems to have retired already. So a bit of a disappointment there. That'll be meaning that he's starting from the back of the grid in the overall combined race. Only 7 laps, these heat races, so not too long, and the overall times from each driver of these races decides your qualifying position for the final main heat, which includes every driver attending tonight. We should be looking at a 7 or 8 car grid, so not too shabby. Judging by the practice times, we should be looking at some good close racing. David Saber coming to the end of the hangar straight, throwing the car in sideways, doing a good job there, and he's actually managed to set a fastest first sector. So we'll have to see if he can close that gap back up, but it's not much faster, but it is the fastest of the race so far. Let's see what the drivers can accomplish in the second sector. Very clean line there from David Saber, cutting the grass nicely on exit.
Hey, shit.
But Pascal Mikula fights back in sector 2 and goes 6 tenths quicker. So all that time that David gained in the first sector, he's lost, unfortunately, in the second one.
Maggio, stop stream sniping
The number
me.
83 car not running particularly too well here tonight, but hopefully he can put in some good consistent laps and manage to gain back some of the time that he lost. Pascal Mikula goes with a new fastest lap, about 6 tenths quicker than what David could achieve, so almost identical in the final sector, but just lost a lot of time in the middle sector. I didn't really see a mistake, but maybe there's just some more ways to carry some mid-corner speed. So let's see how it's done. Pascal Mikula, the lead of the race. We are 3 laps in, and he's really the class of the field at the moment. 5 seconds away from his championship rival, looking to be on to a great victory here in Heat 2. A great start, good reaction, managed to give him the slingshot that he needed to gain that advantage, and he's gone 4 tenths quicker than David in the first sector. Pascal's got to be in full hot lap mode, but not push too hard. You know, he's got to do 7 quick laps to get this qualifying time sorted, because your qualifying position for the final heat is based on the overall time from these heat races. Half of the drivers are in one heat, half are in the other. So the second place car of David Saber is looking to be setting some quick times at the moment.
They were doing 39s.
On the
They were doing
live time,
39s.
he's got the fire emoji behind him, which shows that he really is on the move. But Pascal Mikula still quickest overall this lap. Unfortunately, I've lost the stream, so currently just commentating from the live timing as we see Pascal Mikula set another fastest lap of the race of 41.9. So getting up now to the times that were being set by the fastest drivers in the opening heat. Like I say, it's all about setting a string of good laps together and making a good time for your overall race completion. And back to the broadcast we go. Here we see Pascal Mikula in the number 3 STP car. Currently on lap 4 of 7, heading on to
lap 5,
the hangar
lap
straight.
5.
He's set a purple first sector, which is really what he needs to do.
Lap 5, Jake.
Luckily, he's got nobody else to battle with, so he's not going to be losing time like Schlapinski and the other driver he was battling with were, as they were swapping positions in the early laps. And unfortunately, Schlapinski lost it twice and that dropped him further back. So if they didn't battle and he managed to get past once cleanly, you know, that would have probably put him another second or 2 up the road. So we'll have to look at Pascal Mikula's finishing time, but he's got a good chance here if he can continue to put in these quick sectors to get himself a pole for the race that really matters.
Come on.
Sector 2 time still looking good, about 2 tenths quicker than his rival David Saber behind, but it was a smashing first sector that put him 4 tenths further up the road. These guys, you can tell that they're really on the limit here. Pascal pushing to the edge.
Lap
It would be good
6.
to go on board with him for a lap, and then we can
No, lap
talk
5.
you
We're on
through
lap
it as
5.
we head into the first corner. See, he flicks the car in. He's got quite an understeery car, you know, not having to fight the car at all, like we saw Schlapinski do. He was sideways on every corner with the steering wheel turning left to go right. He would flick the car in with a really forward back brake bias just to get the car turned into the corner, and you can kind of see that here a little bit on Pascal Mikula's setup, but it's so much more planted big corner. You know, these cars are on groove tyres, they're no slicks here. So it's all about just trying to get the car around the corner in the quickest way possible, whether that be sideways or using all of the grip that you've got available. But if you can plant the rear tyres to drag you around the corner, that's kind of what you want to be doing. You know, he's using all of the track as far over to the left as possible, flicking it in on the high speed stuff just to try and scrub some speed off of the tyres. Little bit of a moment there on the outside, but I don't think he would have lost too much time as he's gone purple again in the first sector. final penultimate right-hander of the track, clipping the grass a little bit on the inside and running it right up to the ragged edge of the track
good.
on the outside. He's really managed to put in a good lap this time round with, once again, a 40.0 middle sector, which is, being honest, what we're seeing from some of the fastest drivers here tonight. It's looking like a 40.42 from David Saber, so not ideal from him, losing even more time. Yeah, Pascal's car set up nice. You know, it wants to rotate into the corner.
Okay,
it's got that little bit of front end
2 laps,
which just keeps the car safe.
Oh, this is looking
but it's
good.
Nowhere near to the extreme that the car of Schlapinski's that we saw last heat out. So that was sideways on every corner.
2 laps to go.
He was having to try and scrub as much speed off with the tyres. We see David Saber there in the background going around turn 1. Shows how big the gap is now. Although it's not shown on the stream on the live timing, it's sat at around 10 seconds now. So, you know, he's been realistically pulling out maybe a second a lap because he was 5 seconds up the road by the end of lap 1. So he's done a good job. We're currently on lap 6 with 5 laps completed.
Yes!
Pascal Mikula heading on to the hanger straight once again for the penultimate time.
Gallardini out.
Looking decent. You know, he's had a good consistent drive. He's setting consistent sectors, whether they be green or personal best pretty much for the whole race or lap best, because I know David Saber holds a very, very good first sector as well, I believe. He just hasn't been able to piece a lap together. Unfortunately, we have a retirement from Simone Gallardini as well. So the only 2 cars running now are Pascal Mikula and David Saber, the 2 fighting for the championship. So I'm a bit unfortunate from Gallardini, so he's going to be starting 1 ahead from Sibonioni for sure, because he's completed more distance during this qualifying heat. But the 2 that have got to bring it home at this point, no pressure, just set quick, consistent laps. You know, he's got all of his points set up, his reference points for the track. Get the car turned in here, drive it out.
This is going to be close.
You know, he's got to run on certain lines, and he's just shown that again. He set another purple lap with a best sector of a 24.8 in the final. So good consistent laps, and the gap is holding around 10 seconds for David Saber. Last time round he was 1.8 seconds, no, 1.8 seconds slower, pardon me. And his best lap is 1.5 seconds off, so it's not looking great here for David, because I believe Pascal, if he finishes 4th or higher, is almost guaranteed to win the championship. Depending on David's position, we shall get that up now. If Pascal Mikula can win, then he has to win by outscoring David by 6 points. So if Pascal were to win the race, then David would have to finish 2nd to stay in the championship, I believe. It says here that he would lose the championship if he finishes 3rd or lower, so yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Pascal running wide there, out onto the grass, manages to keep it all together though. Looked like he was on quite a good lap up to that point as well. So just keeping it as consistent that he can. He'll be heading on to the final lap with the only other car running, David Saber.
Oh god,
but
it's
if
close!
David Saber if he finishes 4th and Pascal finishes 2nd, then he's still in the running of the championship.
No!
And if Pascal finishes 3rd and David finishes 6th,
no!
then he's still in the running for the championship. So basically what we're looking out for is David finishing around 2 or 3 positions lower than Pascal to remain in the championship. And that seems to be the race over. Maybe I got the lap count a little bit wrong there. But the total times will be stated shortly. It's very, very close. Maggio was a 12-minute.348 in the first heat. Lipinski was a 12.454. And Pascal Mikula was a 12.649.
Fuck me.
So over a 7-lap qualifying race, there is only 3 temps between the top 3 drivers. I think we're onto a very, very intense final heat here for round 12 of the B.A.R.C. Weller for Men Formula Ford National Championship.
I need a Oh my god. Okay. I can't believe it. I missed it by 3/10. Okay. Time to...
Hola, ¿dónde eres? No entiendo mucho español, ¿por qué son mis días? De nada, es muy fuego.
Okay, but we have half a minute left.
How long have we got till we go?
20 seconds.
Okay. Remember to go through the big talking point really is the title race.
Yeah.
Give me one more, Paimon.
Fine.
Okay. The big talking point.
The previous one.
It's all good.
Hello?
Yeah, the final the point situation.
Yeah.
So you kind of wanna try and do the calculations in your head, if you can do that while talking and all that stuff. That it's
It's basically 2 positions lower.
Well, not quite, since the difference between first and second is so large.
It'll be alright. I've got the points up. I should be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
There's 6 points, so I'll be alright.
Yeah. I need to make my car looser. I think I think it just understeered too much. Oh Christ. This car is the death of me. Well, okay, I'm using a setup that was made for the car with a slightly different fuel tank position.
Okay.
Yeah, in the original mod, the fuel tank was like literally on top of the rear axle. So I moved it to
that makes sense,
I moved it to the middle. So that changed a bit the handling.
Half a minute left.
Yeah. Okay, I need to get to the okay. So, edit grid 1, Alessandro, Huh?
How long?
10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself again. Or actually not yet, but...
Welcome back, everybody, to the race that matters. It's round 12 of the 1973 B.A.R.C. Weller for Men Formula Ford National Championship. 2 drivers can win that championship. That's Pascal Mikula and David Saber, as we've gone over multiple times tonight. But that is the main reason why we're here, to figure out who is going to be champion for the 1973 season. There's one round remaining after this. That's at Thruxton, and for David Saber to keep his hopes alive, if Pascal Mikula wins, he has to finish in second place. If Pascal Mikula finishes in second, then David had to finish in 4 or higher, and if Pascal finishes in third place, then David will have to finish in 6th or better. It's going to be very close, and that pack in the middle of the championship is also very tight indeed. A lot of positions and points still to be gained as we head into this 5-minute warm-up session for the final important heat.
It's very important to note that, of course, while there's a lot of potential for fights in the middle and in the back of the point standings, there's 7 cars on track. You know, we got 7 drivers who are going to race today, and none of them are positioned lower than 9th in the season standings. So it's only really the top 10 that are going to get shuffled around. There's no driver going from Chris Hood all the way down to Jiri Kratorville who are driving today and likely to appear at Thruxton as well, which is a shame. But yeah, what's definitely going to happen today as far as the point standings are concerned is that Cesare Schlapinski will pass Joe Gillett in the point standings to go to 3rd place, which is where he will then also stay for the rest of the season, since there's only 1 race remaining. So the title of best of the rest definitely goes to Poland and Cesare Schlapinski. If Simone Ghilardini scores 12 points or more today, which is unlikely, but hey, anything can happen, Simone will pass Owen Potter in the standings. Same goes for Matthew Cipagnoni if he scores 15 or more points, and Halil Sahin 16 or more points. You know the drill. Halil can also overtake Matthew in the standings if he just finishes ahead of him, and if he outscores Simone by at least 4 points, he can also pass him as well. And finally, of course, you said Alex Maggio. He has won the last 2 races in a row, the last 2 final races at Castle Coombe and at Brands Hatch. He can basically do the triple and get to 60 points and basically be in the top 5 with one grab the top 5 trophy basically with one hand after only having raced 3 times this season. So that's I wouldn't say remarkable, I would say amazing.
And considering the fact that he has so little experience in these cars compared to everybody else, the fact that he's been able to achieve that is rather outstanding. And we saw in the first qualifying heat how consistent he was able to be under pressure and when attacking an opponent in front as well, who's arguably a little bit quicker than him. So it'll be great to see what he can achieve if everybody can get off the line cleanly, as we have seen a lot of discrepancies in the start procedure, whether that's just people having a delayed reaction or maybe some sort of car problem. As we're looking at Maggio on the warm-up now, only a minute left, so the drivers just getting in their final little bit of setup tweaks and doing as many little laps as they can to try and find maybe a little bit of time mid-corner where they can push their car a little bit more, try alternative lines to get a better exit, all that good stuff.
Here's the funny thing. The funny thing I wanted to say actually just slipped out of my head. At the beginning of Heat 2, we saw that Matt Cipagnoni basically almost immediately retired. The reason for that is, and I don't know if you picked that up, it's just Simone Ghilardini had a horrible start, and I mean horrible as in he didn't get away. He almost, I don't know if he stalled it or just had trouble getting the gear in, like David Saber, you assumed. And Matt didn't really have anywhere to go, and then just ran in. He ran into him, unfortunately, and the car was then just, the engine died, and that was it for Matt. He barely got across the start-finish line. So that's what he told me during the break we had. So, yeah. It can only go onwards and upwards for him now.
Well, fingers crossed. Not long now until the grid forms for round 12 here at Silverstone.
We just lost video again for a second, so just to let you know, watching on the YouTubes, the warm-up's over. The race session is about to start. We have 12 laps. The fight at the front will be between Alex Maggio, Cesare Ślepinski, and yours truly. Fortunately, I won't have to commentate. I have someone way more competent in the booth.
I'm not sure about that.
And yeah, 12 laps, and once we get our video feedback, should be all good. I'm gonna mute myself, so Jake, you have fun.
Wonderful, you too. So there we go then. That is how it stands as we head into the penultimate round of the championship. A lot that can change, and a lot that also can't change. If the familiarities of the final two races stick about, you know, it's looking like Maggio is the favourite at the moment. If he can keep his head down, you know, and be as consistent as he wasn't the fastest. You know, we might have exaggerated a little, but I used the term the tortoise and the hare, you know. We looked at Ślepinski's car and it was so much looser and lairier to drive. Compared to Maggio's car, Maggio was more than happy, you know, to lap 2 tenths a lap slower, but to keep his car consistent and drivable. But Ślepinski's car was on the ragged edge on every corner. Sure, it was quicker, but to be quicker every lap, he's got to be spot on, and that is something that's going to be very tricky to do in these race conditions. We should be seeing the grid form up shortly. Here we are. See Ślepinski on the front row, who should be joined alongside Maggio with Pascal Mikula and David Saber, the two championship rivals, a row back. So the number 15 and the number 53 car, and then that number 3 STP car of Pascal Mikula finished within 3 tenths of each other overall in 2 different qualifying races. And it's green flag, a great start from all 3 at the front. Pascal Mikula goes to the inside. Everybody seems to have got away cleanly, some slower than others, but all have made it on the run down to the first corner. Pascal Mikula now moves to the outside to slot in behind Ślepinski, who is arguably the quickest car in the heat races. Even though Maggio managed to pull off the win, it was Ślepinski who pulled back a 3-second gap after mistakes, and we see Ślepinski wasting no time at all. He's looking for the outside into the old Maggots and Beckett's complex. Look, he's still trying to hold it. A little bit of contact there, and there's someone's front nose cone gone missing. That might have been Pascal Mikula's. He's dropped back a long way, so maybe some contact there.
Motherfucker!
Ślepinski got loose making contact, but he's still fighting straight back. He's managed to get a much better run out the corner. Maybe the contact slowed him up a little bit, but that's now allowed Ślepinski to take the lead of the race, and Maggio is already half a second back. But we know how consistent he can be, so maybe as Ślepinski's picked up a bit of damage, as we see Matthew Sibanioni has made some good progress up
Jake always with the pronunciation. Sibanioni
behind the second STP car of Pascal Mikula. David Saber as well, fighting with Matthew Sibanioni. You see those 2 places swapping about, and it seems like David Saber's managed to get the place back, which is really what he needs to do. But Sibanioni's looking for the inside here on the long left. Whether he'll be able to achieve that or not, who knows? It's very far back in the background, and we're currently watching Maggio, who's dropped a little bit further back, but we'll have to see if Ślepinski can keep it consistent. He's really quick and arguably the quickest car tonight. However, Maggio is definitely the most consistent. So it's currently 2.5 seconds between the top 3 drivers. With this time round, it's a 12-lap race, not a 7-lap race. So approximately saw almost a double, maybe a 2/3 race distance added on. But we should still be seeing some good battling later on. You know, Matthew Sibanioni and David Saber in the background, it would be great to get a view on them. Those two are side by side. They have been for the last half of the lap. You can see Sibanioni there in the background and David Saber trying to go around the outside, but this will mean he'll have the inside for this long left. Whether it will happen or not, we're yet to see, as we're stuck on Alex Maggio, or Alessandro Maggio, look at that, Simeone trying to stick his nose in up the inside. Fair play. David Saber gonna have to try and stick it around the outside. He's still keeping it there. He runs a little bit wide. He's still ahead mid-corner. There's no contact either. What great racing. Oh, Simeone. Massive slide on the exit. Manages to keep it all together, but he's lost that little bit of extra momentum that he had from the inside, and he's managed to now drop back behind David Saber. Great clean line from both of these drivers. The gap's now down to about 2 seconds at the front, I'm afraid. Ślepinski is looking to break Alessandro Maggio's last 2 win streaks from Brands Hatch and Castle Combe. Matthew Simeone now using the slipstream to his advantage, goes to the inside in the final corner. We've seen that it's possible. David Saber's done a smart move. He's backed up a little bit.
The fastest lap by 1,000.
He's still trying to go around, but he gets the switchback. Maybe a little bit of contact there. And Simeone goes defensive, but manages to get the play. David Saber chucks it up the inside though. Look at this, amazing racing here at Silverstone, the penultimate round. Another one to look out for is going to be Pascal Mikula, is now slowly catching up to Alessandro Maggio. But it's very interesting to see if David and Matthew, what racing they can put on for us tonight, as this has been a great little battle so far. But Pascal Mikula and Alessandro Maggio, look at those two, they're only a tenth apart as well. And I'm going to presume they're just coming on to the Hangar Straight, so we'll have to see if Pascal Mikula, he has managed to get past him. Maybe a good slipstream move there, but it's going to be the same case here with David Saber and Matthew Simeone. David Saber pulls to the inside, hoping to make an overtaking move here. Late on the brakes, very, very good. Runs it out a little bit wide either. Makes Simeone, if he wants to do it, go the long way around, but unfortunately, he's hooked up the rear end and he's spun it round. Not ideal whatsoever for his championship hopes. And this is not looking great at all. He's down into 6th place.
Yes.
All the way at the back of the grid. It'll be interesting to see where Halil Sahin is, because he's not looking too far off either. But this is really not good for David's championships. As of currently, if Pascal finishes in 2nd place, David has to finish in 4th. So he's got currently about a 9-second gap that he needs to make up to overtake Matthew Simeone. And if that's the case,
I'm fine. I'm
champion. I believe Simeone is the teammate of Pascal Mikula, so he's not going to make his life easy whatsoever.
The fucking... Oh, Jake, I
Alessandro
fucking love you.
Maggio now is currently closed the gap back down to about 0.2 of a second. And if Maggio can get past Mikula, then that's going to be doing David Saber a favour for sure. It'd be great to see. Now the gap's only 1/10. Now they're equal. And Alessandro Maggio has jumped ahead on the timing boards. It'd be great to see what they are. Unfortunately, we're still following David Saber. But the two, there we go. Well, now we're on board with Ghilardini, who's running in 5th place. And here we go. Alessandro Maggio, who's won the last 2 races, and Pascal Mikula. It's currently looking like Ślepinski is the favourite. If he can keep that consistency together. Very, very big sideways moment there from Maggio, but he manages to hold it and not lose too much time. He's a little bit slower out of the corner, but he's going to have that slipstream to build that momentum back, and you can see that he's reeling him in. If he gets a good exit here, he cuts it in tighter than Mikula does, but he gets all 4 wheels on the grass, but so does Mikula on exit, and surely that's not going to do him any favours whatsoever. Now Maggio has got the momentum, and he's got the slipstream. Here he goes. We know Mikula's going to go to the inside. That's a for sure moment. Maggio's going to cut across. Maybe Mikula's thinking he's not going to do it. Maybe he's not going to be brave enough. We'll have to wait and see. It's a late dive down the inside. Oh, he's all the way on the concrete slabs. No camber for the corner to use there, and he's very sideways on corner exit. What a brave move from Maggio. Unfortunately, it didn't work off. Cracking job that those two didn't make contact and take each other out. You know, battling each other is losing them time to the leader, Ślepinski. But maybe Maggio has decided that that is out of reach, and he just needs to get that 2nd place back. We're currently on lap 5 of 12. Your race leader is Ślepinski, and his rough lap pace is a 41.3. The only other driver who's managed to be in the 41s is Pascal Mikula, Maggio's down in the 42s, but he's been battling almost every lap of Pascal. Mikula runs wide onto the hanger straight. That's not what we want to see, and surely Maggio's going to dive to the inside here, coming into the right-hander at the end of the straight. Look, Pascal Mikula is pushing him all the way over to the inside. Oh, bit of contact. And that, Pascal Mikula dips a wheel onto the grass, and that's him spun round. He's not going to like that whatsoever. Hopefully he's managed to keep the engine running, but now that means Pascal Mikula down in 3rd place. David Saber has to finish 6th or higher to stay in the championship running, and guess where he is? He's up to 5th. He's managed to get past Ghilardini, so currently his championship is still alive, and we can see that Pascal Mikula there's lost his front race time. I believe that was from the first lap incident that they all had, going through the old Maggots and Beckett's complex.
Yes, it was.
But if not, he's not going to be happy with that. He's dropped back 5 seconds. However, depending on what Maggio can put together lap-wise, he was lapping about a second a lap quicker, and there is 6 laps left of this race. So, figure that out for yourself. Looking at the current live timing, it seems to have disappeared. Oh no, we're back now. Last lap round, your race leader Ślepinski was a 1:41.3. Very, very good lap there. A lot of personal bests as well further down in the field. Alessandro Maggio was a 42.5. With Pascal Mikula's last lap being a 48, but we saw why that was, very unfortunately. Some very, very hard close racing from them. Big snap of oversteer as well. Not going to help his run down onto the hanger straight. Matthew Sibonioni in the number 2 car, he was a 43.8, and David Saber was a 42.9. So David's slowly reeling them back in, once again about a second lap quicker. However, he's about 5 seconds back, and there's 6 laps left of this race. So, going to be another one to watch out for. We'll have to see if Pascal can build some of that time back. So he needs to be right on it straight away. He's got to get in that mentality where he's hunting him down. He's lucky enough that this track's nice and open. Very, very good line there. Dipping the 3 or the 2 right-hand wheels onto the grass, but not that front left. Dip that front left and it's gonna wash out. You know, you've still got that 1 wheel on the tarmac to help guide the car around the corner.
Sign and
forward, and you're gonna lose the front end grip, and it's gonna just want to
didn't collide, did they?
And you'll lose even more momentum. Another fastest lap from your race leader Ślepinski. He's almost down into the 40s now. A 41.0. Alessandro Maggio was a 42.0, so 2 seconds a lap slower. Pascal Mikula was a 41.9, so he hasn't made the time up that he needs to. As we now have 2 retirements, that's Halil Sahin and Matthew Sibonioni, so that puts David Saber up to 4th place. So he's still, at the moment, in championship running, and unless Pascal Mikula can somehow win this race, then it's looking like the championship's going to all go all the way over to the final round at Thruxton in a few weeks' time. Cars are very, very spaced out at this point. But on lap 7, all drivers
what happened with Matt and Halil? What happened with them?
Every driver, actually, in the 36.5. So 36.54 from Ślepinski, a 36.58 from Maggio, and a 36.5 dead from Pascal Mikula. So all the top 3 drivers, as they almost were in the 2 different qualifying races, almost all identical. There were 3 tenths between them over a 12-minute race in separate races. It was that close. To be fair, Pascal Mikula... Oh, speaking of Pascal Mikula, that's not what he needs to do at all. He's lost the rear end on the grass. Luckily, he has about a 10-second gap to David Saber, but it's going to take him a lot of time to build that momentum up, and he probably won't be back to speed by the first corner. We'll have to have a look at David Saber. You know, that gap's coming down 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Look at how much extra speed he's carrying, but he's on the ragged edge as well. 2 wheels on the grass, but now he's got his rival in his sights. So it was all very, very quick laps from the top 3 runners. It was only a matter of time before one of them made a mistake, but I didn't think it would be almost immediately. But look, you can see that David Saber's still pulling the gap in, 27.2, 27.1, probably, yeah, 27.0 for the first corner. But obviously that's the gap to the leader. but you can see that he was just pulling in Pascal Mikula all the way. But now, you know, he was a 43.0 last time round, and we've seen that a lot of the guys, especially the top three, were in the 41s. It's a personal best as well, 36 6s, 36 5s from the top two drivers. But best laps overall, it's your race leader, Ślepinski, on a 41.0 that he set a few laps back. Then Maggio's on a 41.9, Pascal Mikula's on a 41.5, and David Saber's on a 42.9. So there should be, if Pascal Mikula can match his personal best, which this car is in race trim. Pascal Mikula's lost the rear end again, and now David Saber is all over him. Pascal holds over to the right hand side of the track, very, very respectful, to just let David go through without any major altercations, because he's a much slower car. But here we can see almost straight away, Pascal is on the ragged edge, but he's just carried them extra few Ks through the corner. It's a very, very brave move to go too wide through here. Is it going to work out okay? He dips two wheels over the white line on the inside. Is David Saber still there? We're not sure, but Pascal's managed to get the place made. Great on it there. No hesitance whatsoever, and he turns into the final corner, so we can only assume that he is clear of David Saber now. And all he's really got to try and do is bring the car home in third and be as best prepared that he can in a few weeks' time for Thruxton, where the championship is really going to go down to the wire. Unfortunately, Maggio doesn't look like he's going to be able to carry on and create a hat-trick of race wins. Going to be down in second, but that will still be a hat-trick of podiums. And judging that he's had no experience in these cars whatsoever prior to the two previous race wins, it's very, very good going, and an aspiring Formula 4 driver for sure. Big oversteer there from Pascal Mikula, but managing to keep it all together, flicking the car in nice, tucking it in for the hanger straight. We power down now through the gears and towards the right-hander. So the two leaders, Ślepinski, he's on a race really all by himself. He's managed to hold on the gap. It was about 3 seconds for the first few laps. Then when Pascal Mikula and Maggio started fighting, then the gap really opened up, and unfortunately a mistake from Pascal Mikula. Well, arguably a bit of contact and very, very close, tough racing. Unfortunately, that saw Pascal Mikula take a spin, and another few offs, probably suffering from the lack of the front nose cone a little bit, just slightly exposes the front a bit more, and he's going to suffer with a bit of drag, especially because the car's not as aerodynamic it was before. That's allowing David Saber to just about keep within the reaches of Pascal, but he's not quite close enough to make a move. However, he does seem to have got a very, very nice run there through the final corner, and he's actually managed to build a lot of time back. That was wasn't a personal best from David Saber, but it's the best lap that he's managed to set in a while. But Pascal's lap was down in the 43s, so both of them running in the 43s. I'm going to guess there's some car damage between both of them. Or well, especially Pascal's car. I'm not sure about David's. He has been slightly off the pace tonight compared to what Ślepinski and Maggio and Mikula have definitely produced. They've done some cracking lap times. But David's been very, very consistent, and he's always been there. You know, he hasn't really made any major mistakes. He's always just been there, going at his own pace, running his own race. And at the moment, it's really sort of playing out to him. He's got his championship rival just a couple temps up the road. He can use the slipstream to drag himself around the track. He seems to be smart. We'll have to wait and see if he wants to wait for the final lap. But look at that. He's right on the rear end. As soon as I say that, commentator's curse, he slammed it to the inside wall and lost the rear wheel.
He's out!
And depending on championship points,
he's out!
That might be the championship to... No, it won't be. It depends. I will need confirmation on this.
Oh my fucking god.
Does David Saber score full points for DNFing? If he doesn't, we're currently watching your 1973 Formula Ford champion. If not, Or if he does, then it will carry on till the final round. But very unfortunate move or very unfortunate luck there for David Saber. Must have just caught a rear wheel up on the grass. He needs to finish a percent of the race to score points, and he would have got to lap 10. So that is
he's got the points.
Well, it's going to be around probably about 80%, isn't it? Just below that. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, actually. Because we've now only got 4 cars running. Half the grid is basically DNF'd. Whether that be, well, all of them have been through crashes, I believe. Halil, not 100% sure, but he was kind of running on his own. He was the second car to retire. David Saber, unfortunately, hooking it up on the grass and spinning into the inside banking, losing a rear wheel. That's the end of his race, and Matthew Sibinioni, the number 2 STP car, we lost early on in the race as well. According to Pascal Mikula, he has the points. So, this is not your 1973 champion as of currently. However, he is going to extend his gap, and that's going to make David's life even harder for the final round. He's done everything that he's needed to tonight, the odd mistake here and there, but he's put himself in a very, very good position. 3rd place is not bad whatsoever. Even though there's only 4 cars running, he's been up to the front end of the grid for most of the race. Or he's had the pace to match the front of the grid.
Oh, motherfucker.
So, a very, very good drive from Pascal Mikula. I believe we're on the final lap.
I mean, he
now.
didn't mean to.
We would be good to finish off the race with our current dominant race leader, that's Ślepinski. He's ran an almost flawless race, if not flawless. We haven't seen too much of him because he's been out all by himself, creating a gap, putting in consistent laps. He actually managed to get down into the 40s. He got a 40.8, which was 6 tenths faster than anyone. Alessandro Maggio managed to get into the 41.4s, but he was no match for Ślepinski. Ślepinski on the map is coming down into the final corner. He's currently on a personal fastest lap. It would be great to see him finish the race and cross the line. Not sure if we're going to see that on the broadcast whatsoever. But Ślepinski coming around the final corner. He's going to win the race, and in the process, a new fastest lap of the race of a 40.788. Here we see our second place driver, Alessandro Maggio.
The dude
he loses the rear wheel on the final corner and crosses the line. I guess he didn't retire, so I presume he's still second place. What a way to finish the race. I mean, fair play to angling your car and not letting it spin round and get it across the line. Here's your 3rd place man, Pascal Mikula, current championship leader. Still got a little bit of rivalry left in David Saber, but he's made his life very, very hard for next week. So, not next week, in a few weeks' time. Congratulations to Pascal Mikula for finishing off the podium. And here we see Ghilardini in a race of attrition. He crossed the line.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to keep composed here, but I'm not sure what to say to that, really. Congratulations on Ghilardini in a race of attrition for coming 4th. I suppose he's finished the race under slightly different circumstances than others, of course, but well, not really. 2 of the drivers didn't have all their wheels crossing the line.
It's quite interesting.
Congratulations to everybody tonight.
It's quite interesting. The funny thing is, first of all, talk about domination. I mean, Ślepinski just, if we ignore lap 1 where he had a bit of a moment and then suddenly my car involuntarily mated with him, he just absolutely crushed everyone. I mean, I can only take off my hat and salute him in respect. Simone Ghilardini is actually scored with having done 9 pit stops. after his crash in crossing the finish line. He crashed right at the finish line. Then, of course, he retired, and that somehow told the game that, yeah, he did actually do 9 pit stops in 12 laps.
That's got to be a new record.
Yeah.
He couldn't get on the podium, but he could achieve 9 pit stops, so fair play.
Now, that being said, the championship situation is as follows. Let me get up the current standings right now again on my screen. With our point system being as it is and being... there it is. Okay. The current point standings are going into the final race. Wait, where did I finish? I finished 3rd. So it's 160 to 142. So so Saber is still in the hunt.
If you
Well,
don't score any points,
exactly.
You'll be tied.
No,
so it goes down to race wins.
No, there's 18 points between him and me.
Oh, okay.
If I don't score, if I don't score any, so here's the thing. The championship is basically over, and I really hate to pat myself on the back a second time today. But the only way David Saber can now win the championship at Thruxton is if I don't appear. Like if I appear and if I start the final heat, I score points, because there's no way we're gonna get enough cars at Thruxton to get non-scores. I mean, sorry, it's an unfortunate truth, and it's one that I'm really hurting to admit. But we're not gonna get enough cars at Thruxton to have non-scores. So if I happen to not arrive at Thruxton, and if he wins the final, those are the two circumstances that must happen at Thruxton for David to clinch the title, and then he will have it won by 2 points. Which, given the temper of these cars and the point, it's pretty darn close, and you know it would be a mighty turnaround. So yes, what was I gonna say? Technically, the championship is over. Officially, it's still wide open. And now, that being said, with Schlapinski having won the race, he gets 20 points. He's now sitting at 103 points in 3rd place. Alex Maggio, having gotten 16 points, is at 56. So he is... Well, he's going to be ahead of Matthew Sebagnoni. He's not going to be ahead of Simone Ghilardini, I think. Hold on. No, Simone will get 12 points, so he will sit at 62 points. Tied with Owen Potter. Well, technically tied with Owen Potter, but actually ahead of... No, he won't be ahead. He will be tied with Owen Potter, but Owen will be ahead of him, because Owen won the Alton Park, the first Alton Park event. So yeah, we've got a tie for 5th place in the standings now. It's quite crazy, isn't it?
It's definitely very close in that mid pack, for sure.
If only we had enough people to. If only, like, imagine 20 of those Formula Ford cars at Thruxton or something like that. This is basically my happy dreams, if that were to take place. Anyway, yeah. Saber, unfortunately, well, my car was basically undrivable after the collision with Schlapinski. David was much faster than me. The only thing is just he lost it on the exit at Stowe, and then just didn't lock it down in time, and that's when he crashed out. Unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, for some reason, my undrivable car was still fast enough to battle with Maggio. So, Alex, you need to step up your game, is what I'm saying. Anyway, Jake, thank you very much for.
And thank you for the privilege of letting me commentate tonight. It's been very much appreciated, and I've had a good time.
Oh, I was going to say thank you very much for taking on the challenge at such short notice.
It may not have been perfection on my half, but I like to think I put on a good show.
That was definitely better than what I would have done while driving. Now that being said, thank you very much. Also, for anyone who tuned in on the YouTube, in 3 weeks' time we will be at Thruxton for the grand final of the CMH Formula Ford Championship. Not only that, but also the 2022 CMH season. So competition is coming to an end at Classic Motorsport Hub for now. What I can tell you about the 2023 program, it is definitely reduced from 2022. There's not going to be a lot of racing, not as much as in 2022, so we're not going to have 3 full championship plus a Masters Trophy plus a Triple Crown. However, what I have planned and what the present and past administration has planned is probably something that a lot of you will like. For that, I will give you a quick date. That will be, let me check, October 16th. That is that that's next Sunday. Next week Sunday at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. Greenwich Main Time. Is it called Greenwich Main Time? Is it Main Time? Yeah, I think it is.
Mean.
Yeah, mean. At 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, check the Classic Motorsport Hub forums at classicmotorsporthub.boards.net. I'm pretty sure you will like it. Again, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Jake, for commentating. Thank you, Paimon Evgeny Sidirenko, for providing us with the camera footage. This was your penultimate broadcast for CMH. So, only one more to go, and then we'll see how things go on. Thank you very much for watching. Good night, and goodbye, and see you later, and doodly-doo.
Opa!
Okay. Shoot doofen Server.